Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so the products that I use you can purchase from Stampin' Up! Through me at the address at the top of the screen, and it's also linked below. My project today is a little gift box that is 2 3/8 by 4 1/2 by 5/8, and inside is a full-size Reese's Peanut Butter Cup candy. It just goes right in like that. You can secure it if you don't want it to, like if it's going to be moving around, but it kind of fits in there snugly. But you could also put a little glue dot if you're going to make a whole bunch and you don't want them to move around. I don't know if you can see the kitty. It's harder to see on right here. It's harder to see on the screen than it is in person. It's in the new metallic and shimmer paper. I love it. I used the Witch Hat Builder Punch, the Scary Cute stamp set for the Boo sentiment. I used a bunch of the Scary Silhouette dies. I used it for the cat and the bats. All right. And of course the layering circle dies for the vellum and the Daffodil Delight circle. All right, let me just show you first. This is the metallic and shimmer specialty paper. It's very nice. And it comes in the black, green, and the orange. So it's really nice. It's shimmery and it's got these metallic, but it's smooth. There's no chunky pieces on it. So that's what I used for the hat and the cat. Alrighty, and that's of course 6 by 6. I also used for the star paper in the back, that's the Celebrate Everything Host Designer Series paper. It is a host item, so when you spend $150, you can use your Stampin' Rewards towards it. I would encourage you, if you don't have an order of $150, to get together with some friends and put an order together, because there's 48 sheets in this. Show you. I've used some of them, but I have all the patterns left. But there's 48 sheets, so for you to each get some of each, you would have plenty. But it's really worth it, I feel. There's so much different papers in here for all the different holidays all year long. Alrighty, so it's a 48 sheet pack of 12 by 12. So there's a lot, even if you cut it down into 6 by 6 to share with a bunch of people, you would each get a bunch. Alright, so my host code for it's August. I'm going to have to do a new host code on my next video, but we'll keep this one for now. If you're spending under $150, you can put this host code in and I can join the orders together and give everybody a little something that I will mail out. Free shipping. I ship it to you, no cost. All right. Over $150, you want to get your Stampin' Rewards. Okay, so what I used for this is, okay, so from the Scary Silhouette dies, I cut this kitty, and I used the top part here, which I've used here to get the 2 of them, but I used the top. If you have last year's glitter paper, the black glitter paper, which I still have, but you can't buy it right now, so I just used the top of this, but any of your glitter papers will work fine. Out of black cardstock, I got the 3 of the small little bats, and what's great about it is that they give you 3 smaller bats, so you only have to run it through once. And we need a small piece of Granny Apple Green just to put behind the cat's eyes so that he has some green glowing eyes. All right, so that's all the little bits. All right, of the Celebrate Everything Host Designer Series paper, you need 2 pieces that are 2 1/8 by 4 1/4. Okay. You need a vellum scallop circle that is about 2.5 inches, and a Daffodil Delight circle that is 2 1/8. Okay, and these are from the layering circle dies. We need a piece of basic black cardstock that is 6.5 by 5 1/8, which means you can get 2 of these out of each sheet of cardstock. We need this piece of the metallic and shimmer paper, the orange, to cut the hat out. And some black cardstock to cut the band. Okay, there's our black. All right, so let's start with our piece of cardstock, basic black that is 6.5 by 5 1/8. I'm going to get my Simply scored, and we're going to start on the 6.5 inch side. And we're going to score at 1/2, 2 7/8, 3 1/2, and 5 7/8. And we're going to turn it to the 5 1/8 side, and we're going to score at 5/8. And that's it. Relatively simple box, very simple box, really. Just a lot of decorating, but I love it. I think it came out really adorable. So nice for a gift. All right. And you can always simplify the embellishments on here. Okay. Now we have a 1/2 inch strip on the left and a 5/8 inch on the bottom and the right. And this is what we're going to do. Oops. Here we go. Not too much. Pretty simple. I find that these boxes are much more simple than the no-cut boxes, because the no-cut boxes you have to fold here and fold there. So a few cuts I think is so much more simple. All right, we're going to start on the left-hand side. We're going to go to the first score line and cut it up to the first score line and wedge a little bit into the skinny rectangle, go to the top of that skinny rectangle and wedge down. Alrighty. Okay, then we're going to go to the next score line, cut it straight to the first score line, next score line, cut it straight to the first score line, and then wedge each side of the square in the middle. Okay, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge the square. And that's it. Okay, this is what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring it and cutting it. All right, now we're getting our tear and tape, and I'm going to put it on this 1/2 inch rectangle close to the score line. I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool and peel the backing, and then just roll back anything that's over the edge. Flip it over, flip the side with the tape and the other side to meet it. If it doesn't meet up exactly, which happens sometimes if you cut it a little bit off, just hold it up like this and try to get the edges to meet. Okay, this is our back, this is our front. So we're going to fold down the side tabs and the back, and this front piece is where we want the rest of our tear and tape, and you have to put it close to the edge. Alright, and then just try to make sure everything's nice and straight, and there you go. That's it for the whole box, and it fits perfectly. These have the 2 peanut butter cups in them, the Reese's. And there you go. And in the Northeast we call it Reese's, which is I think the way Hershey's, because they're in the Northeast also. I think this was a person, Reese's, not sure. Alright, so just put that in there for now. Okay, now we need our DSP, 2 pieces of the Celebrate Everything, and they are 2 1/8 by 4 1/4, and they're going to go on the front and the back. All right, now let's do our stamping. And the only thing about this circle is I might have to cut it out again because, of course, this is a cling and I'm not good at getting clings on shapes. I usually cut them out afterwards. But let's see what I can do here. I'm going to use the Boo, and this is from Scary Cute stamp set, and it is right there. So I'm going to try to get a bunch of ink on it and get the edges good. And I'm going to try to put it up on the top right corner. Hey, I did good. Okay. Alrighty, so let's put that aside. That's the only stamping we're doing for this project. Alright, so we have our little cat. And the little cat is going to go behind the Boo, kind of just like that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm going to get my silicone mat because it gets kind of messy sometimes. I'm a messy gluer, I'm a messy painter, which is basically what I do for a living, is paint wine glasses and things, and it just gets everywhere. I don't know how to. I try to be neat, but it just lands up every place. Alright, and then I'm just going to put this behind. I'm just going to wipe off any glue that comes out. Okay, and that's the kitty on there. Alright, and then we need our vellum scallop circle and some dimensionals. I bent this a little bit, so what I'm going to do is have the cat cover that up. Alright, so I'm just going to put some dimensionals. I would like, no, well, the tail hangs off the edge a little bit, so I'm just going to put this, and of course this circle was from the layering circle dies, and it was out of Daffodil Delight, and it's about 2 1/8 inch. All right, and I also forgot about our little piece of Granny Apple Green. Let me just make sure that it fits. No, you don't have to do this. Yeah, that fits. All right, I'm just going to take a little bit of glue. You don't want it thick because it will squeeze out into the eyes. I'm just going to kind of move it around. I'm just going to put this right over where the eye holes are, and then I'll just dab up any extra glue I had, and then that's what your kitty looks like. I love that. All right. Now we need more dimensionals. So I'm going to put one on his head and one on his back. You could use minis if you think that's going to show. And we're just going to try to put this evenly on our vellum scallop circle. Oops, we didn't need to take these off yet. Maybe I'll just try to cover them up so they don't get... There we go. Okay. So that's what our vellum circle with the cat and the moon. I consider it to be a moon. Okay. Now we need to cut our witch hat out. So I'm using, again, this is the Metallic and Shimmer DSP, not DSP, specialty paper. And I'm just going to try to waste as little of it as I can and cut that out. Okay. All right, and then we need the black cardstock to cut out the hat band. Oops. Yeah, oh, I got it. Okay. All right, and then the hat band, we're gonna glue right on there. And then I'm going to put the hat slanted back from the sentiment, just like that. And I'm going to use dimensionals again. Okay, now we're going to put it about right here. And what I did, you could just glue dot the bow on, but I punched some holes so it's on there nice and tight. So I used a 1/8 inch hole punch, and I think I'm going to go about a 1/2 inch down and punch 2 holes. Now you can do this before you put it together. You just have to put your DSP on before you put the box together. And I'm going to use some of the glittered organdy ribbon. You can make it a bigger hole. It makes it much easier to pull it through. Okay. And I'm just going to tie a bow. And if your bow is not staying where you want it to stay, just add a little glue dot right up at towards the base, and that will help you keep it in line. But this one's going exactly where I want it to go. Okay, and then we're going to put dimensionals all on the back here. And if you re-put your dimensionals on, just make sure that you're putting the shiny side back on the dimensional, because if it's the other side, it will not come off. All right, so there was 2 up there on the cat, and I'm going to put 3. We use a lot of dimensionals for this project. Just make sure that you put it where the Daffodil Delight circle is so that it doesn't show through the vellum. Okay. I'm just going to put this, just using the boo to make sure that it's straight. Okay, and then we need our silicone mat again for our little bats. I'm just going to make sure they're all right side up. Okay. And I'm not going to put glue on the mat this time. I'm just going to try to pick up each bat and just put a tiny bit on each wing. I'm going to put 1 above the boo. One to the left of the hat. And 1 to underneath the bow to the right of the hat. Okay, almost finished. So let's just put I have to get another one of these. My husband and my daughter like peanut butter, but my son, no way. Okay, you can also fit the Justin's one. I think is a similar size, so it will fit in here also. Or you could just put a cello bag with some M&Ms or something loose in there. Okay, so now I'm going to change my take your pick tool. So I'm going to take the cap off. I'm going to twist and pull, and that gives me the little spatula. And that's because the Glossy Dots assortment, I'm having a hard time getting it off with the sticky end, which is fine. I think you're really supposed to use this for these, but I like to use the sticky. All right, and I'm just going to put 3 of the medium-sized Gorgeous Grape dots on the hat band. Okay, and that's it. I really love this. I think it is such a cute gift to give somebody. And if you mass produce them, it wouldn't take you as long as to do just one. All right, if you have any questions, my email is below. All the measurements are on my blog, which is listed below. And all of the supplies is also listed below. All right, please subscribe and hit the like button. And I love all your lovely comments. Thank you very much. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.